Hi and welcome to another 5-minute session, and this time it will be about bump map. So if you watched the two last sessions, I did an introduction to shaders and we use something called height map, and I have saved that one here because now I will use this as a bump map. It's almost the same but not exactly the same. So what is a bump map? A bump map is also a way to fake crevices and heights on a flat surface. So to use it, you use a bump node. So you press Shift A, go to vector, and here you have a bump node. Then you take the color to the height and the normal to the normal. In this case, it should be non-color data, and it should be cubic here because that is the softest transition between crevices and height. So now it really looks non-flat, and if I compare that with how it looks without any bump shader, it's just like this. So this is the height map from beginning. It looks very flat, but everything transforms into something that looks non-flat using the bump map here. So then we get this instead, and it's much nicer. So how does this thing work then? Well, first of all, it's light dependent. So right now we get shadows on this side here, and that is not the image that has the light here. It's reading and transforming the light from this light source here. So if I take that light source and I move that, then you can see that the shadow is now transforming to the other side. And if I move it back again, now we have the shadow on this side, and I can go up and I can go down and everything. So depending on the light, we get a different type of shadows. So it reads the light and then transforms everything in a correct way. Then we have some values here on the bump map that we can use. So we have strength and distance. Normally, we don't need them this high, but this is the default value. You should never go over this. This is like the maximum value, but you can go lower. It could be 0.0 in some cases, and just 1 or 0.02 or something like that, but never above 1. So what is it? Well, the distance here, that is the distance on the shadows here. So now they are rather short, but you can see that the shadows are like growing. They are getting wider and wider and wider when I then take up the distance. Now I exaggerate, so I take the distance very high up, but just so you can see the difference here. The strength, that is the weakness or the strength of the shadow. So we don't change the how it looks. We just take down the blackness. So now it's almost white. And now we can take it up, and then we get it almost dark here. So you can control it by that way as well. So in this way, we're using an image that is a height image to create heights in here. But we can use our own old patterns as well. So let's say that we use the magic texture. We can press Shift A, texture, and the magic texture. And if we take the factor into the base color, it looks like this. But we can take that is also like a gray image that we can use directly as a bump map. So we can just take that into the height here, and you can see that now we got nice heights. And we can change them with the strength and with the distance and so on to get something nice into our image here. And we can then enhance it with some color as well, so we get it even nicer. So you're not bound to use pre-made images. You can create your own height map. The only thing you need to remember when you do these is that it should be a soft transition between dark and bright, and that dark is going down and that bright is going up. So with those things, then you can create most stuff here, and you can then just put it in here. You can add whatever math you will between here to enhance or soften stuff and so on. So let's say that I put in a smooth minimum, so Shift A, converter math, put that in here, and I add like a smooth minimum. Then you can see I can smoothen everything, or I can strengthen everything, but depending on the values here. So I can play a little bit with the texture as I want to create this. But that is how bump map work, and hopefully you learned something today as well, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.